Many thanks again. Let's get you involved in all of this. Don't forget, our feedback mechanism hasn't changed. You can send a mail to sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. On Facebook, we're channels-sports, and of course on Twitter, we're at channels_sports. So please be a part of our conversation with comments and observations. There you have the hashtags DreamTeam6, hashtag Kobe Bryant, hashtag Klitschko Fury, hashtag Davis Cup Final, Team GB winning that one, hashtag Jamie Vardy, who got on the goal-scoring record with 11 goals in 11 consecutive games, and of course hashtag Nico Rosberg finishing on a high and motor sports there. So there you have it. Get talking to us right about now. All right, guys, let's talk about badminton now, the national under 15 and under 19 championship. Well, it has come and gone, definitely. Memories?
Yeah, ended the Saturday, and of course the major thing is grassroots development. That's what they all keep talking about and all that. But the president said something, you know, it's like, it says these crop of players, about 255 players that came across the country to participate. They're not just coming to participate and no talent to be discovered. That the talent they'll get from here, they'll definitely need sponsors for them to start going for major international tournaments. I think that's really the big deal, because everyone talk about grassroots development. After that, what next? So he actually had a reason. I mean, what next is they'll be picked, they'll get more international competitions, and of course, you know, Nigeria on its own have like 2 major international competitions every year, so that's an advantage. But when you have these players having to go outside and also compete with other players from other countries, it's definitely going to be another advantage for them, because you have players from all over the world actually coming here, Lagos Classics and all that. But it's time for them to actually travel and also go play some international major tournament. Well, let's just get to listen to the president, the vice president, and of course the FCT organizers, and also one of the players who she says, well, the major thing is for them to get more sponsors to go for major international tournaments.
Time where you discover new talents that are really good, you might be a little bit handicapped in the sense that the resources, you know, for you to sponsor them, for you to take them out, for you to pay even for their flight tickets, you know, it has always been the problem. However, the Federation have been doing their best. We have been trying to see how we can source funds and then ensure that these great talents become champions. If you look at what is happening, even in the African continent, and I can say even in the world, it's only Nigeria that hosts 2 internationals every year. And we have been doing it successfully for the past 3 or 4 years now. So we get players from outside to come here and compete with our own players. Before the end of this year, we are going to have a national tournament, including under 15, 21, and the senior category. Because while we are having this now, I want to see how those that we have discovered here will now participate at the national level, so that we see how we can also now start sponsoring them to go and compete at the international level.
You know, if you look at the African chart of badminton, it's so unfortunate. We have disappeared from the African chart completely since 2011, if you look at it very well. So we need to come back and feature in Africa properly in our place of badminton, take our rightful place in badminton. Personally, I lay emphasis on under 15. Under 19, you cannot start badminton at the higher level. You need to start badminton at the lower level.
I think hosting this kind of tournament will really help us improve very well. We should have sponsors, like people who will sponsor some of us out, so we can face some other difficult challenges, not just playing within ourselves. And most of the times we're already used to our games and we know who we can win, but when we meet other people, we'll know how hard it is and we'll know more about badminton.
This is where you discover the future champions of the game, nurture them, develop them to become world beaters. So for me, in fact, it's a very wonderful development. Not only the players, the technical aspect of the game, the coaches, the umpires, because if you're having a championship, you don't have good umpires, then you can't have the best championship you can have. So For me, it's a total package. You concentrate on the players, concentrate on the officiating officials, concentrate on the coaching crew, the whole technical team. They need to work together for us to be able to have a good team.
Okay, we're
All right.
talking about development of badminton, the grassroots, that's where it is. Tayo?
Yeah, just to add to what you said before we went on the break, it's good to develop, to discover, but after discovering, what do? You've got to develop these guys as well, and you've got to manage them properly for them to actually, progress to being top echelon badminton players. So the Badminton Federation in Nigeria, they've got their work cut out. Really, because they still have a lot to do after discovering all these amazing talents.
Okay,
That's it.
so let's
Got some
see.
tweets here?
Yeah, I got some tweets. The first one, talking about Tyson Fury. This one's coming from at Visla Bry. He says, he calls himself Just Me. He says, we now have a new musician and boxer as heavyweight champion. We're talking about Tyson Fury there, but he says, I will miss Klitschko, without a doubt. Klitschko.
Yeah, but Klitschko
He's
is
not
not
done.
done. He's not done.
Well, according to him, so being the world champion. He's no longer the world champion, so it's now
We'll be
Tyson
back.
Fury. And there's another one from El Pistolero at Wale's Boy. Shout out to Olumide for talking about LFC, that's Liverpool Football Club. I'm so glad the captain is back. I wonder, the captain, is it James Milner now? Oh, okay, Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson, yeah.
Steven Gerrard.
No, not Steven
Okay,
Gerrard.
Steven
Steven Gerrard is now
yeah.
a fan. He watches from the stands
From the
now.
Yeah, we don't know which
Even
one.
though he
Well,
trains.
maybe he saw him, he trains with
at
them. Maybe that's
Melwood,
what
yeah.
he's talking about. Maybe Henderson.
No, I think it's Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson
yeah,
also
maybe he's
made an appearance. He came back yesterday in the game, alongside Daniel Sturridge.
Daniel Sturridge,
so
yeah. Both
let's
of
see
them actually.
how it pans out.
We'll see if they can finish top 4, because that's what Lumide Macaulay was
Top
talking
4?
about. Top 4.
Top
That's
4?
your target.
Yeah,
Sixth right now
they've
with
got
the
a
way
chance.
Arsenal and of course
All the teams,
boring
with the
Manchester
way all
United
the
actually
teams are
playing right now. I think Liverpool get a chance.
They've
All
got
they
a
need to do is
chance.
just continue playing the way they're playing.
Okay, all right.
Picking
So
out the
please,
results.
please send in keep sending those comments, and definitely we'll get to do more before the show finally wraps up. All right, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. Let's
And of
move on.
course, it's the under-23 championship, and Nigeria.
What a game!
Okay,
What a game!
When it ended, there was a sigh of relief because the Malians were good. No, give it to
I
them.
actually
Those
got
guys
down on my knees
were wonderful.
and started
Now,
praying.
why Egypt and Algeria, it ended 1-1. We felt, okay, the first 45 minutes, we had 3 goals. I felt, okay, this is the time to enjoy goals. And we actually enjoyed the goals. But sitting on the edge of your seat, well, let's just
It looked like I was watching Real Madrid Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. 4-0 leading, cruising, and then 4-3.
You're like, what is happening?
What's going on?
That
I
was
think
a knife
the
edger.
good thing is that they were able to hold on, because I was just waiting for that 90 minutes for it to come. And of course, they held on. What was important is right now, 3 points is there. Of course, they are at the top, and you have Egypt and, of course, Algeria all sharing a point. And Mali for them, after that fantastic display, well, bottom of the group right now. Let's just get to enjoy that highlights.